This is podcast 16 with Zion. Zion, welcome on.
Hi. How are you doing?
Hello. So I just heard that you just got back from your sister's business school graduation. Is that right?
Right. Well, earlier afternoon.
Oh, early afternoon? Right. So I don't know how you feel about graduation, but COVID kind of cheated you out of your high school one, right? You had a lot of plans, not just graduation. I think you had prom plans too. That got canceled.
Right.
I think you kind of like one last blowout with your friends, right? Like just celebrate everything. It didn't happen. So what do you think about that? Do you regret anything? Always think like we could have done this, could have done that, or
Yeah. So first, I was in Taiwan when COVID hit because there's no cases in Taiwan back then. And it hit, right? I went back. I had a plan, but I kind of regret. I think if there's no COVID, my graduation will be lit. Everything will go well. You know, go to prom weekend, spend time with your friend. But going back to Taiwan is also fun, you know? It's like I'm having fun.
So when COVID hit, it was March 2020. Why were you in Taiwan then instead of school?
Because the school will have us go online, and my mom was like, "You want it doesn't matter where you go, as long as you get in the class. You know, you open the camera, you're in the class. So it doesn't really matter where you at, as long as you're in the class, you get the credit of going to class. And you do the assignment, you pass the course."
You know, some people like work now. They like work like go to some island in the Pacific, like Hawaii, Fiji, or somewhere,
right.
and they just do their work from there.
Yeah,
same concept, right?
You get the work done, you get the grade up. Like it doesn't matter where you are.
But at that point, you knew you weren't coming back, or COVID was going to be the rest of the semester.
No, I was supposed to come back when the prom hit, so I was supposed to be at our prom, but I figured it would be like, you know, kind of lame when, you know, not a lot of people was gonna attend because the COVID just hit. We don't have no like booster shot, no
right.
And then so like it'll be a risk. So I stayed in Taiwan for extra like a month or two. And I completely missed out my graduation, my prom, everything.
Oh no.
You know, you look back on it, you're like at the moment you definitely are pissed. But like now you're like you can't live your life with regret. So you just move on, you know, let it go.
You gotta move on, you gotta let it go. I'm very bad at letting things go. So learning from you. But like for you, you know, I mean, do you ever feel like you went straight into college and college was online too? Did you ever feel like that page in the book or that chapter of your book, high school, never closed, and you just kind of, it's just been the same thing since 2020?
A little bit. It changed because you technically never graduated, but you also like you graduated. And at the same time, it's like your age told you that you graduated, but your mindset doesn't tell you that you're graduated.
You said your age told you graduated.
Yeah, you look back, you're like, oh God, I'm 20 now. Like, you know, like I don't know what I'm doing in life. But when you're like, but you technically like your mindset is like, God, I never graduated high school. Still like, you know, because my first year of college, I'm still online, so it's the same thing. You know, like you're just like doing the same stuff for like over like 2 years. So it kind of changed your value, but it doesn't, you know, you force yourself to grow up.
Now you say you do the same thing, but you kind of chose an interesting major compared to other kids. You know, kids usually choose like STEM, like science, computer science, math, business, you know. What do you choose?
I chose art. I mean, I like to draw, like painting and stuff. So
the thing with you is like, you look at art, it's something you like, but you've also thought about how to turn that into a career. Now, I don't know if this is your secret business plan for after you graduate, you know, how you're going to make bucks with art. But you remember that studio idea you told me? I thought that was genius. You want to go into that a bit?
Well, technically, I was just planning on, you know, I have 3 plans where, well, technically 2. But first plan is I just get an education, 2-year education for art, and I become a teacher first. You know, I started teaching, get money, and you know how high school teacher, they usually have like a lot of free time. After 3 o'clock, you're free. You have summer every year. You get money, you don't get paid a lot, but you get that money in, and then after a few years, you use that money and time to create, like, to open a studio, which, like, 3 to 5 years within, you can do that. If you save up money, just go out to the bar every night. You should be able to do that. You use studio as your second income, and then that's like plan A. Plan B is jump out if I'm not smart enough to teach. That's why I started saving money right now, just in case I need to jump right into the business area and start my own business right after graduation.
For drawing.
Well, depend drawing or restaurant, business is, I can, open one of a small restaurant where I put all my painting in, and I use that to promote my own studio. But
gotcha. What makes you attracted to art? Asian parents, they're always like, go for something practical, something that makes money. But for you, you kind of, I don't know, you probably had that pressure too, but you're still going for art. Why do that? What is there?
Well, it's like the only time I'll be able to sit down and do work is if I'm doing like artwork. I'll be able to focus and sit there for 6 to 8 hours. And if like doing homework and stuff is like a requirement, but I can draw even there's no requirement. And that's when that you're able to sit down and concentrate. And if that's a requirement, then you'll be more willing to do drawing and painting and stuff. It's like, why would you work at a job that you don't like that pay more if you can work at a job you like and pay like, still decent amount? You don't sit behind the desk like 6 to 8 hours and just like,
you're not gonna waste your life for money.
Yeah.
You're not gonna waste your life for money.
Yeah.
You're gonna live life to the fullest for you.
I'm gonna live life, and at the same time I'm gonna get money, of course. I want money.
And do you feel the subjects they teach you in school are going to help you with that, or is it completely different than what you want to do? Because like with art, you have a lot of requirements and like 6-hour classes. I've never seen those before in any other major, right? So it's a big investment, but is it worth it? Are you learning new things? And because your first semester was online completely, like how'd you do art online? You know what I mean?
Well, I think college is complete waste of money. That's just what I think. I think it doesn't help. It's trash.
Okay.
Don't go. If you're seeing this, don't go to college. It's a waste of money. If you know what you're doing, don't go to college unless you go to business school or like law school that require you have an education degree. Like, don't do that.
We need to get Grace on here to balance this out.
Right. Like, unless you're like my sister, you're like smart Asian, or you're like awesome, you want to study history. Like, if you're doing art, like, don't go to college. Like, the thing that keep me moving right now is I'm 2 years in. If I drop out right now, it'll be waste of $80K. But it's kind of like a business mind. If I keep on going, I'll get an education degree that I'll keep supporting my life on. It's like escape plan from reality.
Right, and it's like swimming. You already swam half a mile. You're not gonna swim half a mile back.
You can't just give up right now. Yeah, you can't just like, oh, I'm drowning. Like, come save me. Like, that's so embarrassing. That's just so embarrassing. You're like halfway in. Like I'm saying, first year I was like, maybe next year will be better. First year's online, didn't learn yet. Like, next year will be better. And the next year, like same thing, just in person. And then I just can't, like, the education. Okay, maybe it's like just Rutgers art program. Rutgers art program is not the best program. They have a lot of graduate students become teacher that teach you. I actually have a really good teacher this year on one of the classes for sculpture, but I'm not even majoring in sculpture. I'm majoring in painting. All my painting teacher are like graduate students. They let us paint. They give us assignment, and then they give us a little bit like, you should like go check out this artist. It's like similar to how you paint. Like, but I don't need that. I can search that up myself. Like, I need something like that's useful for skill improvement, not just assignment and like YouTube.
So you like the sculpture teacher? What is he giving? Is he giving you what you want then, even though you don't want to do sculpture?
She is really a nice professor. Like, I mean, like that kind of professor you go any area you can teach well. She understands student, and it's like it depends on the professor. I mean, she teach me a lot, but I'm not majoring sculpture, so like I'm not gonna do like wooden stuff or like architecture when I grow up. So and she's moving out Rutgers too, which is like yeah, rip.
She's got
she's going next year. Yeah,
halfway and also, then.
Like, and also like they give you math like requirement for like they give you like they plan your whole course out. It's like high school. You know, when before I go into a college, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna choose a class I like. I want to improve my knowledge. You know, it should be a turning point for me. Like going to college, they're like, you're required to take this class, that class in order for you to graduate. I don't want to take that class. That's like, first of all, they make me take like some stupid like art history. Like, okay, art history is important. Like not all of them. Like I'm not interested in like some like, you know, like some requirement class is stupid. It's waste
writing
of time.
Class, essay class.
Yeah, essay class, or like they make you take like it's like 4D fundamental, I forget, which you have to, or like you have to take picture or do like take picture or like do like the color A thing. It's a complete waste of time. They make you cut paper and then do like color comparison. Like I'm not studying this. Like, come on.
Now, so when you were first year virtually, right? You had to paint. Where do you get? Did they give you the supplies, or you have to get it on your own?
You have to buy your own. You have to buy. You go Michael. You go to a store online. You build your own canvases, and you paint at home. So
what if so you definitely like have to know what you're doing going in. It's not like if you went to college, like I want to do art, and you don't know how to set up a canvas and all that, you're kind of just stuck.
Well, they kind of teach you, but they don't tell you. Sometimes they give you link, tell you where to buy all this stuff. But the equipment is kind of expensive. It's like a few hundred to 1,000, depend. I kind of spent over like 1,000 or 2.
Gotcha.
On all my stuff.
Are you interested in like graphic design art, like kind of like computer art, or is it just painting?
Oh well, a lot of people told me graphic design and stuff, but I'm definitely interested of learning it. But I don't want to, you know, get a job like that because a lot of people are doing graphic design. So I really don't see like why would I go compete with other people, like a million people, when I already plan my stuff out. You know, like I want to learn it as a skill. So when people ask me, do you know how to? I will be like, yes, I know how to. But like, I'm not gonna be like use that as one of my future to like get a job as a graphic designer.
But the thing you're interested in is painting, right?
Right.
What type of painting? Watercolor, pastel?
I'm not.
That's the only one I know.
Like, charcoal, oil paint.
Charcoal, oil paint. All right. Now,
acrylic. I mean, acrylic.
Do you have a specific like? Do you want to draw like things like real? Like if you could draw a portrait of me, or are you interested in like impressionist? You know, like you interpret it however you want. What do you like though?
I like to do portrait.
You like to do portrait,
but I also don't like to do really realistic. It's like a mix of both, because if I want to draw you, I want people to know that's you, but also like, why are you like that?
What
like,
if
why
if you draw me?
That's like, yeah, why would I draw something that's like so real that, you know, people like, it's like a photo.
You can just use a camera.
Yeah, I can just use a camera.
All right. I kind of get you. So if I asked you to draw me, how much would that cost?
Right now, no money. I'll draw you.
You're gonna draw me? No cost? I gotta pay you though. This is a capitalist society. You know what I mean? Like if you do work, you gotta get paid. Huh?
You can give me $5.
$5. How long does it take you to draw? How long do I have to sit there for?
An hour, probably.
An hour? I sit there for an hour. Huh?
You don't have to sit there. Just send me a picture. I'll
just say
like when I'm free. Yeah.
You can just watch this podcast then and then draw me. Okay, I'll pay you depending $5 minimum, and then we'll go up based on how good I think it is.
Yeah, it depends you want painting or drawing.
Like I don't know the difference. What
drawing is like more pencil like or charcoal. Like,
do your favorite style. Like how about brush. That? That's your assignment from me.
Yeah, I'll do
your favorite assignment. Yeah, do whatever you feel like. Do what things captures me best or something.
Right.
All right.
I'm not even that good yet, so I'm not going to charge you anything. You know what I'm saying?
No, but you're starting out. I kind of get it. I'm working now, so I got to give you something for your work. That's why artists are poor, right? Because people are always doing stuff for free. Like, oh yeah.
Well, that's what people say, because artists usually, they paint and then they try to sell their painting and stuff, but they don't know anyone. They don't have a connection, so they can't really sell their painting to live. Like even they're good.
Right.
But if you use that to, go on business scale, like you don't even have to, like, you can draw on the side, but like you open your own business and you put that in where people like look at a lot of people come in and out, like a store.
Wow, you're thinking.
But people will
Yeah.
be like, who draw this? You'd be like, yo, my boss.
I did.
Like,
oh,
yeah, my boss.
I'm
I'm the boss here. I draw it. Like it's my side. Like I draw it was my whole life. But I open this store, and if you like it, you can come visit next time, and then maybe you can buy one or two painting off me.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Now I'm kind of interested that you developed this business and kind of like artistic style, given that you grew up in Taiwan. I feel that Taiwan compared to US, you moved here when you were in 8th grade. Is that correct? Right. So most of your elementary school, middle school years, it's all in Taiwan. And I feel like Taiwan, the education system is so much more strict than the US. It's very structured. I don't know if that's the case. You want to talk a little bit about it? You have to wear uniforms, right? Is that the case for you?
Well, when you're in elementary school, I moved back when I was 1 year old, and kindergarten and elementary school are basically the same, where you play.
Wait, so you were originally born in the US, right?
Right, I was born.
So you're still US citizen, right? And then you moved back to Taiwan, 1 year old. Okay.
And then the elementary school part is like basically the same. You have fun, you do whatever you want, you prank other people, you still go to class. You learn like basic.
You have recess?
Easy. What?
You have recess in elementary school?
I don't think so.
Then that's the same. You have recess here in the US. Well, some schools.
You go to middle school where they start making you wear uniform. But depend on the school. Some schools not as strict. They don't care. But the school I went to is a private school. They make you cut your hair too, like a prison. Your hair cannot be longer. Your hair cannot be longer than like, your finger go through there,
Did you hate that? So many rules.
I mean, it's a good way of like teaching kid. It's like a way, like you make your kid like structurable, like student. Like,
so you think that's still needed?
No, you don't need it, but it's good to teach it.
It's just good. You don't need it, but it's good. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you don't need it to grow up to be like a mature kid, but it's like a good way to structure your kid to be like that. Some kid, they actually don't take that so well, where they kind of get a lot of pressure, and then they get into that compete like circle, and then they got a lot of pressure. They become like depression, anxiety, anything. Like it hits you once,
Not for you though.
I mean, I don't care. Like I'm the worst kid in that in the grade, so like.
So, but you don't feel bad about it, right? You're the worst kid in the grade.
Yeah, I mean,
like you don't care.
Why do you think I'm a Christian? Like I believe in God. There's treasure in the heaven. Yeah, there's treasure in the heaven.
Worst kid. Why do we think I'm Christian? Yeah. So, worst kid? Worst kid behavior-wise, or like academically, or just like both?
Oh, both.
So what do you do that you're at the bottom? What about that kid? That you talk about the kids who are anxious. Very anxiety. Like they're very like. Why are you not like that? How do you make those kids chill out a bit? Why are you so chill?
I mean, when you're the worst, you can only climb up. When you're at the bottom, you can only walk up. Like you walk straight or you walk up. Like that's the only solution. And if you're in the bottom already, it depends like the situation. I feel like I'm more easier to just let things go. Like it's stuck there, but it's also like, you just gotta move on. You can't just get stuck. Like you got like a F on one test. That's okay. You get 5 F, you get used to it. You stop caring, like stop caring. Like what's the worst can happen? Like, yeah, maybe you fail life, so what? Like you maybe live on the street doesn't mean you can't make money like after you live on the street. You know, you just need that one day, that one good day, like your lucky day.
I see. Now,
There's always
I think some people would agree with you, but I don't think your parents or your sister would agree with you now.
That's why,
right?
yeah.
So you got yelled a lot then at home, didn't you?
Yeah, I mean, I don't care. Like, I know what I'm doing. Like, other people don't prove what you're doing. It doesn't mean like you don't know. As long as you know what you're doing, then you're fine.
But how do you know what you're doing?
Well, you can't make, if you don't know what you're doing, then like you can't deserve to get yelled at.
Okay.
Yeah. If you don't know what you're doing and yet you're like if you're just like, I'm just gonna sound self-I, like I don't care if I live on the street, then you deserve to live on the street.
I see.
But if you like,
but you know what you're doing. You feel you know what you're doing, right?
Like, even like, okay, even I live on the street right now. My mom kicked me out the house. Like, I still make my way out in life. Like, that's like no problem with me. Like
now, like I feel like this type of thinking, it's more like easier in the U.S. In Taiwan, it's kind of looked down upon, right? Is there a push for you to become a scholar, right? To get more school, get more education?
Yeah. They want you to, well, that's why it's really compete. Like they open what your grade is to everyone, so they know that who's like higher level and who's like lower level. I'm always not the lowest one, because I'll always make sure I'm like a little bit above the lowest people. I'm not second to lowest. I'm like below me. There's like 4 or 5 people, but in my class, I'm always like the bottom line, but I'll make sure I'm not the lowest one. You know, it's just too embarrassing to be the lowest one. You can't fail your life to just not care. You at least try a little bit so you don't look
so you don't
like
be low.
you don't look like a total failure.
But what about the last kid then? They're just dumb. They just suck, right?
A lot of them have like family issue where like like it like traumatized them, or like they were raised in a different way, so like they go to the school to get better, not for education but for like the system we have.
How do we help those kids? It's just very hard, as we don't really know.
I think environment change people.
Environment change people.
The way you can be a bad kid, but like if you stuck in like the good environment, even you're the worst kid in the good environment, you get out of the circle of good environment, you'll still be like above average people. So if you go to the smartest group, like you go to Harvard, even you get out of Harvard, like you're the bottom line of Harvard kid, you'll still be above average in society. Because you're in such a compete like circle,
Right. Now speaking of behavior a bit, right? US, I feel more freedom. Is that true or not true?
Oh, it depends on family.
Depends on family?
Right.
Still depends on environment. If your environment, family, right. All that.
It doesn't matter the place. It depends on like your environment.
Gotcha.
But there is more time in US. We stuck our time in Taiwan really like short. Like so we manage our time to be like step by step all the time. And then US is
you're always on a schedule.
Right.
Like you have to go to like school, after school prep, right? Bushiban. After school.
Like it become something, it's selectable, so you don't have to go. It's not like mandatory. But it's like it becomes something that people think if you go there, you improve your grade.
So then everyone
it really doesn't. You can study at home, you still get like good grade. But a lot of kids go there and they come out there like, yeah, like I proved this, I learned a lot of stuff, but it's completely waste of time. Like I hated it. My mom trying to make me go. I go there, I was like, I sleep through the whole class. I did not improve a single grade. I go there to make friends.
You go there to make friends. So we don't have that in the US, right? Unless you want to like go to Kuma, but then your parents have to pay extra, right?
Yeah, or like a summer school type stuff. Like,
right.
Dude, why would
Unless
you
want to. some people just want to, but like there's no like push for that type of environment in the US. Is that a good thing you think or bad thing?
I think we still need it, to have some, but it's also like because some kid here, like I know some kid, they're just not, they just don't try in school, like, and I think high school, certain amount of knowledge is needed, and it's also like you can't just not knowing everything, and then you take a high school degree and then get out of society, you still don't know nothing, you know.
So what do you feel you got out of high school with a high school degree?
Nothing.
But you just said you can't go to get a high school degree and leave into nothing.
I mean, I definitely, you know, I feel like I learned nothing, but I did learn something, you know, like basic history of like your country or like the world.
Yeah, who's
history.
our first president?
I actually don't know. I mean, really? In Taiwan, I do. Like,
not in US though?
No, absolutely not. I don't study that. I mean, I might know, but I might not. You know.
Why don't you take a guess? Or no, we're not gonna embarrass ourselves here. He's on the $1 bill.
Yeah, I actually don't care. Like, I actually don't care. Like in Taiwan, I know because I learned Taiwan history well more than America. So I mean, I probably know. I just don't know.
Okay. So we're gonna leave that then. But
yeah, told you I get out of high school learning nothing. I mean, math part, English part is something I get improved.
Okay, let's talk about math then. Did you feel math was easier when you came to the US?
Yeah.
Right, you did, right? And it's like, how are these American kids so dumb? No, you didn't feel that?
No, absolutely not.
No, because you were there. You were one of those dumb kids. So you were like, I'll never say that to a dumb kid.
Yeah, never say that to other kid. You know, like everyone got their skill.
Gotcha. But you had an easier time with math.
No, I just sleep through all the class like because you learn it.
You still slept through all the class? Oh boy. Yeah. Okay.
Even in US? I still got OA. Yeah, I still got OA in math here because the course is like easier.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. But also
maybe that's why we're behind the world, you know, in math. You know, there's like statistics.
But
like, compared to other
say,
countries.
Like, New Jersey's like school system is actually like better than other part of United States.
Yeah.
I think so. I think because
so if New Jersey is already like this, think about the rest of the nation.
I went to Massachusetts for 5th grade.
Oh.
And I didn't do nothing. That was the happiest half year of my life. I go to school to have fun. Actually have fun. Like
You said Massachusetts 5th grade?
I went to Massachusetts when I was 5th grade. Yeah.
5th grade. Happiest time.
That
you just went to have fun? Tell me about it.
I only remember every lunch we go out 1 hour, we do whatever we want.
Recess. That's what recess is. Yeah.
And then we come back, they're learning something like, you know, like vocabulary, but like I have nothing. I don't know English at all. So like I was just sitting in class like, oh, you know, like we don't learn nothing like here. Like 5th grade, I did not
pretend
remember.
You don't know English. Yeah, and the teacher's like, oh, poor you, right? Oldest Zion trick in the book. That's where you got it from. Okay. But how about social media? Social media is relatively new. It wasn't like there in 5th grade. But you know, is there like a lot of social media activity in Taiwan compared to US, or about the same, just different platforms? Because you're pretty active on social media, right?
I mean, it depends how busy I am.
Depends how busy you are. Okay.
Yeah.
But is there that like social media craze in Taiwan or no?
We have, because a lot of people, they don't really have time to actually show shows. So a lot of people actually use more social media to like talk and stuff, you know? We're like more busy there. I'm not sure. Actually, I haven't been back in a while, but
that's okay. I was just curious about that. But now that you bring that point up, they're busier, so they use social media to talk, but they feel like they don't have time in person to talk, so they talk over social media.
Yeah, right. That's
so
why I feel like more, because a lot of people post on like Facebook. We use different, like in Jersey, we use like Snapchat, Instagram, maybe.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, or Twitter, you know. In Taiwan, we use like Line, Facebook.
Okay.
So it's like different. I mean, I don't even know. I haven't been there in a while, so.
That's okay. But you yourself, you only use social media if you're not busy. If you're busy, it's focus.
And for contact, you know, for people that text me, but I often just forget to text Austin back. So I just saw it. I was like, I'll text him in 10 minutes. I was like, oh God, forget.
I think this is the latest podcast I've done, but it's good. It's all good. We still got it. We still got here, right? That's what's important. How about food and exercise? You know, you're very into exercise right now. Actually, before you were on podcast, you were exercising. That's better than me.
That's why I smell better right now. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Actually, I smell better.
But how like is there's not that much push in Taiwan for exercise, right?
Oh yeah, they're like, okay, United States, we have people, we have like 3 categories, like skinny, really skinny, like skinny dip, like, you know, like stick, or we have bodybuilder, where like a lot of people are like, you know, like they go to gym a lot, and we have people that's like really fat.
This is US or Taiwan?
Like Taiwan, US. And Taiwan, we have people that's like not really fat, just like, you know, you can tell that they don't work out. They're relatively big. But they're not like in the fat category like United States. Or we have people that's like relatively skinny. But you can see that they all got no muscle. You know, they all don't,
because they don't work out.
Really, I mean, a lot of people start working out in Taiwan now. A lot of people start working out, but before, like a lot of people, you see skinny people and like chubby people on the street, but they have one common. It's like you'll know that you can tell they don't go to work out.
They're kind of like nerdy. They're just in the school, right?
Right,
school life, very sedentary lifestyle. You sit all the day. It really
depends how you eat and like genetic, and you can tell that they don't work out. So it's like more like.
There's better food in Taiwan, right? That's why you're fatter there. Yeah, right. Not like US. Maybe US has potato chips. I don't know. Some people can grow fat on that, but like good food in Taiwan.
Yeah.
Is that why you're skinnier now in US? Not much to eat now.
Well, when I come here, I actually gained 20 pounds because we have like the burger. You know, people.
Oh yeah.
We born
America.
The people that live in Taiwan. We eat good, but also like we eat portion amount of food. But when you come here, you eat like burger that's like big. You eat like fries,
extra large fries. Yeah,
that's why you don't really see like fat people in Taiwan. You cannot really find, because
it's portion.
You can see like relatively big or chubby, but you cannot see like people like United States people are like 200 pounds, like what I am when I was 8th grade. Like you can't really see that.
So were you an anomaly in Taiwan? Like you're an outlier, people point at you, you're like, hi, there's a fat kid. No?
Well, they don't really bully me. I mean, I have
they
a
don't
lot
bully
of friends
you.
in Taiwan.
You have a lot of friends.
Yeah.
But so like in US though, you know, it's not now it's like fat shaming. You ever hear that?
Yeah.
Like you can't talk about fat people. You can't talk about being fat.
I mean, I never get bullied because I'm fat.
Does that happen in Taiwan though, where the adults tell the kids like you gotta start working out, you're kind of fat? No? Or it's also in like Taiwan, you can't fat shame.
I mean,
is there such thing as fat shaming?
Everyone fat shame people. I tell my sister she's fat.
Oh wow. Okay, so it's just so toxic.
It depends on people. Yes, it depends on people.
Like then she calls you fat people too, and she fat shames you.
Yeah, when I was fat, she fat shamed me.
It's a back and forth. All right.
I only fat shame people because I want them to be better. You know.
You only fat shame people because you want them to be better.
Right.
Wow, what a quote. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. When I got fat shamed, I looked at myself. I was like, "Am I that fat?" And then at one point, you actually realize, yeah, she's right. Like I'm fat as. Sorry, that's. Delete that.
We bleep that part out. Okay.
Yeah, bleep that part out. And then you know, I used to. Okay, this is funny. I used to go shower and I'll look down and I'll be like, I can still see my toes, so I'm not that fat. I like convince myself that I'm not fat, so I keep eating until one point, like I almost got like diabetes, and I got really scared. So I like starved myself for 4 days. That's when the KPCC started, and then we don't really have good food, and it was cold. I was playing basketball for 4 days. I skipped like. Is any Saints gonna be here? Like. I skipped like all my meetings.
I will edit out what you want to edit out.
Okay, and I go home. I scale myself. I was like 10 pounds gone for a day. Yeah. Right. I started working out. Like I started swimming. I started losing weight.
Oh my gosh. So which country do you like better then? US or Taiwan, or there's like good things to both and you just can't really pick?
I don't really like to pick. It depends. It really depends. I
On
think
what?
wherever my mom is not here, like it will be the place I like to be in. Wherever I can be alone. Like,
how is this living alone spirit? You're enjoying it, right?
yeah,
Pretty
yeah.
awesome.
It's like you gotta take a lot of responsibility. You gotta clean the house a lot. You gotta come home, do all this chores, clean up after yourself. You want to live in a clean house, you gotta do this stuff. You also can choose a lifestyle, just give up, just not cleaning. I can't do that because I really gotta stay clean. They also make you learn a lot about like responsibility. You get out, you go to work on time, you go to school on time, you come home, you do your work, and then you clean the house. You gotta manage your time to do this, do that, and then it's also like clean. Nobody come here to tell me to do stuff. I don't like people just come over and be like, yo, can you do this? Can you do that? No, cannot do that. I have my own temp. Like, I have my own schedule. Like, you can't just come here and interrupt me, tell me to do this,
Do you think that's more the thing in US? It's like, you don't tell me what to do, independence. More so than Taiwan.
A lot of people say that. Like, I think a lot of people say like, oh yeah, like, don't tell me what to do. But it's not about that. It's about like, even you don't tell me, I'll still do it. But some people, it's like, you don't tell me what to do, and they
I
don't
won't
do
it.
Yeah.
Gotcha. You
They
don't
don't
clean.
want to do it.
You don't tell me to clean my room. I won't clean it, but you'll clean it anyways.
Yeah.
You just don't
Yeah.
like being told to do it.
Yeah, right. It's like that. It's also like, I don't like people commanding me. Like my mom will like ask me like, what's my plan for summer? Like, I have my own plan, okay? Like, if I tell you, and then if she don't like it, she'll be like, oh,
she'll talk for 30 minutes, right?
Yeah, and then she'll be like,
I think that's why kids don't talk.
You gotta find this, you gotta find that. Like, I don't plan thing out for you. I have my own plan in life. I don't want you to interrupt me. I can tell you my plan.
What if you tell her, right? You were gonna say, what if you tell her and she doesn't say anything?
Okay, I'll tell her. That's
then you
fine.
Tell her, right?
Yeah, I'll tell her.
But then as soon as she starts saying "but," and then that's
yeah,
it,
and then I lost myself. I completely lost it. Like, I can't. You can't just like, oh, what's your plan? And be like, oh, I think you need to do this. You need to do that. Bro, it's not your life that you're living right now. Like go do your stuff, and I'll go do mine.
Do you think Taiwan's gonna get in a war with China?
No.
You know how no? Why not?
They won't do it. They've been saying that for the past 50 years. They've been saying that.
Because there's technically still a war. They never signed a peace treaty,
Right.
And now
but they never come here. And even they do, I don't really care because
you're in the US.
Yeah. If it doesn't affect me, I don't care.
Gotcha. That's very similar to how Joseph
like thinks. Everyone is selfish, so.
The rational way of thinking.
Yeah,
right?
people be like telling like, oh, like, how can you not care it's your own country? Okay, it's not my problem. Like, even I care, what can I do? Like, fight a whole like 10 billion people on my own, like crazy or something? Like, I'm not doing that. Like,
so you see how like Russia just invaded Ukraine, right?
Right.
They're saying maybe something similar is going to happen to Taiwan with China. China's learning the lessons right now what to do. So, but you're saying like 50 years they've been saying they're going to take over Taiwan and never did it.
Yeah,
right? And Taiwan's been saying 50 years they're going to take back China. They never did it.
Oh, Taiwan, no way Taiwan can take back China. That's just impossible.
Well, isn't that how our parents grew up, with the idea that they're going to have to eventually take back China?
When our first president first come to Taiwan, it might be possible because all of them are like, military men. Like, it might be possible if like something happened inside of China, like if you see like
revolution.
Maybe they have a revolution on their own and we went back and we take over the land. It might be possible because we have good amount of soldier in Taiwan back then. Now, like, we start getting peaceful, like we start doing.
There's no warrior spirit anymore.
Yeah. There's all kind of people like me, Like...
Zion's not a soldier. No.
I'll be military right now if I'm one of the soldiers.
Right. You don't like being told what to do, though, right?
Yeah.
That's the whole thing we've been talking about.
Right. I mean, people will be like, yeah, you're just immature. Like people tell you in society, people tell you to do all the time. Like, yeah, that's true. Those are like, who like to being told what to do? Imagine I just go like, yo, awesome, can you like do this for me? You know, do that for me. Like it doesn't feel so good.
Right. Yeah, people, I guess, yeah. That's a very American way of thinking. I don't know how you got through Taiwan.
You just gotta live your own, you know, you don't care about what people say, you know, people always talk.
Gotcha. But even thinking this way, you made a lot of friends, both in Taiwan and in the US. Like you had no trouble, huh?
I think that's because of like personality, you know.
Personality? But how about deep friend? Or do you all friends the same to you? Or are there some closer friends?
There's definitely some closer friend, yeah.
Definitely some closer friend. How many friends do you think a person can have?
I don't know. I mean, there's read an article about it. It say like, you know, you might have 100 friends. You'll have like 50 friend that you know. You'll have 100 people you know, 50 of your friend you consider as friend, you know, like 10 you consider as like really close friend, and like 2 you actually like go and talk about. But I think I don't know. I don't really have trouble
100?
making friends. I think you can have more. You can have all the friends you want as long as at one point of life you spend time with them. Then it add up. You know, like real friends don't really go. Like I can't stop talking to you for 2 years, Austin, and then I can still call you back and be like, Austin, like today I need help. You know, like, or like I'll be able to ask you for the help, or like I'll be able to like ask you to hang out, like because there'll be one time up here. Like I don't know. For me, it's like it's like no matter how long it goes, as long as one point of life we're close, we'll be close forever. Like even when we don't talk anymore, like there'll be time. One of my Taiwan friends, I have a lot. I went back after like 5 years. I never went back. I went back for the first time. You know, we go back and we hang out every day. We hang out in summer. We go out to grab food. So as long as, you know, they don't change, then like our friendship is still there. But at the time period, your friend, like your friend group, I'll say the max you can handle is 10 to 15.
10 to 15 is the max for like friend group, immediate friend group. Gotcha.
Like you cannot manage to hang out with like 100 kids. That'll take up too many of your time. You can't focus on your own life. So max is like 10 to 15, I would say.
10 to 15. Gotcha. You think like making friends, it also has to do with characteristic, right? Or a personality.
Right. You also chose your friend, you know, like you know who will stay, you know who won't. And people that won't stay, you don't even bother to put time in to waste time on them, you know. Like,
waste time. But
no,
it's true. Yeah. Right.
While we spend time, like it's an investment. It's like a, you know, I know you. I trust your personality. I trust you as a person. So I'm willing to, like, if you need me, you can call me. I'll do whatever I can to help you. And because I know you'll do the same for me. You know, that's how I think.
Friends 101, right?
Right. Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, you and your sister, kind of like me and Joseph, we're very different people, right?
Yeah.
Do you feel that with her personality, she would do better in more like a traditional Taiwan society versus like you do better in kind of this more liberal American society? Or it's like you can do both. You can do good either way.
I used to think that way. I used to think that she should more in like Taiwan and I should here. I grew up and I think, you know, like it still depends on people. She's the person that she tried really hard on everything, and so that's why it make her like really a successful student. I don't know about future, but she's really successful right now. And because she do her assignment and she do it like correctly well. She follow she follow the order. And I think she is, you know, she will suit everywhere she go, no matter what, because she is just like, beside her free time, she's always just, you know, focusing on what she want to do and get the job done. And for me, I think it also depends, you know, you can have a free-minded, you know, I can sue everywhere too, because the mindset I have, I'm more like, even I got beat, I still can get up, I don't
And
care
you just
what
don't care
people
about
think.
certain things. If people are like,
so
your sister gets better grades than you, you're just like, okay,
right,
so what?
okay, so what? Yeah. Like, what are you gonna do about it? Like,
Now, something you said about relationship with parents is that parents kind of at a certain point, you live your life, they live theirs. They can't be
right,
always telling you what to do. But isn't there some point, like kind of like what you were saying before, like the kids with the hair, right? There's a certain
yeah,
regulation, right?
yeah.
So at what point, or can you draw a line in which it's like parents' job to regulate this child and make sure he's not like the Joker, you know what I mean? And like versus like giving you your right to make your own decisions. Like
I
what's the
think
line?
I think when you're young, it's good. Like,
How
I'm
young?
not
How young
saying
are we talking about?
like, like when
Elementary
you
school?
can start, when you start talking.
Okay.
I think that should be like, from that point to elementary school, like graduate elementary school, is the point where you can properly educate your kids to have the right mindset about like society and like how you want your kid to be. Because my mom's like a strict person, but she's also like that just separate like color category. She's like on the white part, like a white part, and then people on the black part is like a break law, like all kind of bad stuff. She's on the white part. She don't like any of the bad part.
Any
She
trouble.
really right. And then me, I'll consider I stand in like a gray area in between, but in her world there's only white or black.
Ah, very interesting way.
In my world, I stand in the gray area. That's why she don't understand me, because she can't stand. She think I'm
gray
black.
area.
If it's not white, it's black.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I'm not racist, by the way. I mean, everyone is. I'm not saying that's racial stuff. I'm not trying to.
I was just about to say, like, you're just talking about like in Chinese. It's not even a U.S., right? Chinese are hey and bai, right? It's just opposite, right? It's not. That has nothing to do with race, right? But in U.S., anytime you say white and black now, it's race. It has something to do with race, right? White is good, black is bad, things like that. What do you think about that? How do you feel about that? Is there that type of racial like distinction or like extreme like this type of attitude in Taiwan?
I mean, everyone is racist. I just want to be honest. Don't like, like I might get beat up. I might go in my house and get beat up. But I want to be honest. Everyone is racist. They're just the fact that I don't know. I think you definitely support your own race more than you support other race.
Do you think it has something to do with more like family? You're close to the people around you, so you kind of like, and then you always look at people outside the world as other, right?
Right. You like, if you live in the world where you only see like Asian, like yellow people, and then someday like a white people or like a black people, they just come into your life. You definitely wonder where they come from. Like
right. But even like when within Asian, right? You know how Asians distinguish between like Korean, Japanese, Chinese, Taiwanese, like even within Asian group, they distinguish between each other. Is that racist?
I mean, it depends on, we disquint like Korea because we don't like Korea. Like
what, both North and South?
Yeah.
Okay.
It has something to do with like historical like history, like event, like that.
But you don't care about history, so do you care about that? You don't care about history.
Care. Yeah, I don't care.
So you don't care.
Yeah.
Maybe that's one advantage to not knowing too much history, right?
Yeah, I mean, well, history is like you gotta learn some stuff to learn about what people say what happened in the past too, so you provoke like the mistake and like right now. But I'm not powerful yet. I don't like the mistake I made right now.
So only powerful people should know history.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna be in the history book right now.
But okay, but like I don't know. I'm still very surprised you don't know who the first president is.
I mean, I might know, but like in Chinese, so like I don't know technically.
In the U.S.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll let you figure it out. Yeah.
Yeah, I will figure it out.
Okay.
No, I might not even go search.
Okay. Oh man. All right. How about when you were learning English? I mean you were born in the U.S., but that's like you moved back to Taiwan when you were 1 year old. When you come back in 8th grade, did you have trouble like catching up or like with like
Yeah,
communicating? How did that make you
yeah,
feel? Like behind everyone, or again, I don't think you care. You're behind everyone. You just need to get the point across, right, or something. You still made a
yeah,
lot of friends.
yeah. English, yeah, I don't know. I don't think I know certain amount of English word when I come here, but it's not like enough for me to say a sentence. So when I first came here, I just well, I first moved here, I can't really speak. I'm technically like, can't really speak
Right.
anything.
Yeah.
And
So how'd you
you just
learn? Just
listen.
listening? You just
You
listen?
just
You just
listen.
listen.
And it's interesting because people like something new, they often they think it's fun.
Yeah.
They think you don't know how to speak English, and then teaching you something will be fun. And so the first word I learned is actually not so great. I remember it from our
Okay.
dear brother Shangley.
Oh man.
And you actually said it, it's funny for perspective wise, but I would say you just listen. You just keep listening until one point, you can't able to process the language itself in your head, and you will be able to speak it out without like transferring into Chinese. I'm not even good right now, so.
A Chinese or English?
Like, well, you know how sometimes you learn language, you learn Spanish, you have to transfer the word back and forth in your head. Yeah. Right now, it doesn't really do that for me. It just kind of came out, but before you have to do that, you have to think about what you have to say. You want to see if it makes sense,
Right. What do you think about like for this podcast, right? I think eventually I want to talk with some people who only speak in Chinese, right? What do you think about that? Should I make this like bilingual then? Speak to them in Chinese. I could speak to you in Chinese technically. Sometimes
Right,
when we
yeah.
talk, we just speak in
I'm
Chinese.
better in Chinese than in English. Like my
那你要不
English
要就
kind
用
of
中文
stuff.
讲？
你
从现在开始。
他们
OK，
听不懂。
没关系啊，有些人听得懂啊，对不对？然后他们可以
完蛋
就
了，完蛋了。
他们只要学，那他们就要学了，对不对？
可以。
OK，那我们从现在就开始讲中文。那你觉得你生活目的是什么？
目的啊，赚钱吗？
赚钱，然后用钱吧。赚
对
钱，
啊，你赚了当然要花。
你知道有些日本人他们赚很多钱，可是他们没时间用，因为他们一直在工作。
这就很笨啊，所以你要边赚边花。
所以你不能就只说赚钱啊，那你要赚钱啊，花钱啊。
生活目的就是要，其实我也不太懂，你懂吗？就是你要生活，然后现在你赚钱是为了生活，但是你赚到足够的钱，你就是为了提高你的生活品质，就是you want your life to be better,
Right, yeah.
And 很多人他们就想要赚钱，因为他们想提高他们生活品质。我也是一样，你不会满足，但是我觉得这跟教会也有关系，就是我们也会去主日啊什么，这样就不会让你太物质。
你觉得教会的目的就是这样子吗？就是让一个人不要太 over？
不是啊，当然是信主嘛。但是信主也有很多，怎么讲？你读圣经的时候就会读到，就是再怎么样你都会死嘛。我觉得这就是怎么讲？就是去教会其实是因为信主，对吧？你爱主，所以你会去教会。然后你爱主以后，圣经就讲，你不仅要爱他，你要遵守他的旨意嘛。
可是这跟生活目的有什么关系？你懂我的意思吗？那你说你去教会，
因为既然你爱主了，你就不可能说你也边爱主边去爱世界，对吧？你就边爱主，你又去要去赚钱，对。但是跟我想的就对，这样跟我想的就不太一样，因为我比较物质一点。
那你怎么 reconcile 把这两个放一起？
先赚钱，再爱主，
然后再说。
对。
Gotcha。
对，可能以后会改变。 但不一定。
对，可是你只
You
要
never
先
know.
爱主，然后再要爱钱，那可能就拿不到钱。
你就 too late.
所以先另外一个 direction 比较好，先爱钱，
对，
不是也不要爱钱，先赚钱就好。
你知道
然后用钱。
很多人在那个在教会，你知道很多 conference 啊，然后很多人 meeting，他们都会用他们的 personal experience， 他们就会说用自己的人生的经验，他们就会讲说，我以前啊，我也走偏过啊，我也去爱世界啊，但是我回来，那我要像他们那样一样，我要先去爱世界，然后我要一个，你不去爱世界，你怎么会有故事呢？你怎么能跟别人讲说啊，我也曾爱世界，但是我被主救。你永远都待在主的怀里，你懂吗？你就会变亚伯拉罕，那是旧约。
或那个，你知道那个 prodigal son？
对，
他不是有个大哥哥吗？
就变大
他有个大哥哥，他不是有个大哥哥，就一直不是 prodigal son 就跑去那个 city 里面嘛，然后跑到 city 里面，他不是就花钱花光了吗？
对啊。
对，然后他回来
但是
就找他
小儿子
爸爸，对，但是
他回来以后，
小儿子
他却
他有
是受，对啊，他有羊，又有什么，你懂吗？
那大哥哥就没有。
对啊，他还是有，但是我们不知道，你懂吗？神说他会给他说有一切都是他的，但是我们很多人都是小儿子啊。
可是像大儿子，为什么谁要当大儿子呢？对不对？神说这个我什么有的都是你的，可是为什么他没用呢？你懂我的意思吗？
对，他可能有用，只是我们不知道而已，因为圣经只有记载到那里。
所以我在想说，那干嘛在教会长大？应该刚开始就叫每个，All right, go out， 你去
Yeah,
have
go
fun.
out, and then if God really love you, He'll bring you back.
你觉
神真
得？
的爱你的话，他会把你带回来。
那神没把你带回来，那就不爱你。
神没把你带回来，你就不信主啦，你就不可能会信主啊，你就不会觉得他爱你。
神要怎么带你回来？他是真的就像保罗一样张开你眼睛带你回来吗？还是靠他教会里面？
他用一条鱼把你吃下去，你就会回来。
哦，真的啊，有一条鱼把你吃下去。Is that the way you want to go？ 你在 surfing California， 然后就 big whale，
你可能就出不来。
So what do you want？ 你要什么？
我觉得是人里面的一种感觉。
你说什么？你是人里面一个感觉。
我觉得神要把你带回来，是它里面一种感觉，
是人自己里面的感觉。
对，就是你哪一天他可能会用一件小小的事情，但是你心里就有感觉，你就觉得说啊，我在世界游荡太久。
你觉得你会吗？你有这个感觉吗？还是
有啊，有感觉，还没到时间而已。
你真的太好笑了，这是我做 podcast 笑最多的一次，你知道吗？我真的不知道怎么 edit， 等一下要怎么 edit。 It's good though, it's good, it's all good。那我问了很多问题，那我就是只这样子的。那你有什么问题，或你要拿出来讲的吗？
其实还好，我觉得我们刚刚有讲到成功嘛，我觉得一个人对成功的定义啊，他不是只是说你多有钱，或者你在社会的地位是什么样，是你个人对成功的定义是什么？然后你可能很穷，但是你活得很快乐，这就是说圣经里就讲你邻里满足，你就会觉得你就是一个成功的人士。对，像我不想要太有钱，但是
真的
我需要有足够的钱，让我能那种生活品质能提高。
可是OK，
所以
你有钱可是要花钱。
对别人来讲，他们可能对成功的定义并不是多有钱，或者是社会的地位，每个人对成功的定义都是不一样的。所以成功这件事情其实比较不好说，就是看的。
那你觉得成功，那 maybe 成功就不是一个就是定下来的目的，它可能就是你怎么看就是怎么这样子嘛？
对，你可能很穷，但是你很快乐，你懂吗？你就会觉得自己很成功。别人可能不觉得你成功，但是你自己就会觉得你已经成功了。
可是你假如 很穷，然后你脏脏的这样子，你虽然很高兴，可是你不会觉得说 maybe 你不会管，那你不 care 其他人怎么看你，可是你不觉得说这样子这个情况就是很其他人受不了吗？然后只是你脑袋里面自己想说哦我很快乐，可是事实上你应该是一个很 miserable 很那个很穷很 sad 的人。
所以这就看人了，因为假如他是我就不 care。
哦你不 care，可是你也不
不是啊，
想穷那样子。
我不想那样。我的是说，假如我的思想是
跟他的一样，对对对。
对，假如我跟他一样的话，那我应该就不会在意别人怎么看我。因为只要我活得快乐就好了。那假如你真的要改变的话，你就对吧？这就另说。
那你觉得每个人看成功的方法都不一样，那人团体生活到底有没有什么目的？你懂我的意思吗？那假如每个人的成功的定义，然后他们的那个目标都是不一样的，那干嘛一起做一些事呢？你懂我的意思吗？
对生活的定义不一样。
那你知道现在我们在美国讲到 teamwork，right？然后教会就讲很多团体生活，可是每个人假如都要做不一样的事情，那干嘛有一个团体的坐标呢？你懂我的意思吗？
我觉得对教会来讲比较好讲，就是因为他们都说我们在一个一里面嘛。
你有感觉是这样子吗？
没有。
OK，可是教会是这样子讲，那你刚刚要说什么？
就是他们可能就是因为圣经有讲，我们都在一个一里面，所以弟兄姊妹相调是很重要的，就是让我们能感觉我们是在一个家庭里面。就是我们一起去侍奉主啊，唱诗歌啊，邻里有交流，这是应该说是一种教会促进我们一起去更多的去读经啊，祷告，我们邻里有伙伴。
可是你刚刚说教会圣经讲就是我们要团体，对不对？可是我说那我们有没有做到？你说没有，那为什么？就是这又是有两个像一个 break，you know what I mean？你怎么 reconcile 圣经写的，然后事实上没看到的东西？你懂我的意思？
我没看到不代表别人没有看到。
可是你不是不 care 其他人没看到的嘛，对不对？那为什么那个你这样就会？那你假如你自己看不到，那你就觉得这是 BS 啊？为什么还要再继续做？
没有，是我没有看到，是我不喜欢。
哦，你不喜欢？
对，就是还是他们还是很多事情，他们都是像是我们去那个KPCC 啊，去那个我们就是要把我们调在一起嘛。但是很多时候我去的时候，就像是这会不会被那个弟兄听到，然后就被加头。
他们抓不到你啊，对不对 ？You do what you want。对。Yeah, it's on you too.
I still care what people see about me, but
okay.
Like just in like bigger like focus, I don't really care.
Okay.
我觉得就是他们很常会把你分开，就是像我跟Sean很好，对吧？我想跟他一起住，我想跟他一起出游。我去的目的是因为他去，懂吗？但是教会不希望我们去的原因是因为你的同伴在里面，
对，
他希望每个人都能相调，都能在一起，就变成说他们故意把你拆开，他们希望别的弟兄都能调和在一个一里面，然后这就让我不舒服。那我当然就不喜欢去那样的活动，因为就算我去了，我也不能跟我喜欢的人一起。
那你觉得教会这样子做是不是 backfire？
看人吧，因为有些人他们可能会认识新的人，他们就会觉得哦，好像也很不错。
可是为什么他们要这样子做？那对有些人好，有些人不好。那他们为什么就直接就是这样子，就觉得他们是像神送的一样派来，然后就是这样子做？你懂我的意思吗？像你假如是在他们的 shoes 里面，你会这样做吗？还是谁要跟谁一起就会这样？
谁要跟谁一起就一起啊。但是其实这样也不好。
男生女生要分开吗？
这个不要讲，这个
不要讲。All right，
这个不能讲。
OK，
这个到时候我们两个都要被交通。等下 Shepherd 就先call你，然后那个另外一个 brother 就会call我。这个不能讲，那个不行，有些事情是不能讲。
哦，对，我在 podcast 有，我跟 Dean 有讲到这一点，有些东西是不能讲。
对，可以私底下讲，不能公布于众。
OK，
但是
他就把你
说弟兄
rip
这部
apart
分，
了，对不对？
其实我觉得这个可以做公平制的，就是你抽签嘛。那你抽签，假如你说你出去，你跟谁相调，你抽签嘛。然后有些部分你是可以，你懂吗？就是自己选择，因为你假如老是跟同一个人在一起，就变成说你没有跟别人相调到，你没有跟所有弟兄一起相调。
可是你也没有这样子嘛，对不对？你就回到你刚刚讲的，就是你假如是我不想其他人叫我跟其他人相调，我自己会跟其他人相调，只是不要 force 我去跟其他人相调 ，right？ 你就是这种。
But some people are more like 很多人
introverted，like Joseph，
有些人来教会，
right？
对他们就会像 Joseph，不是我讲错，把这个卡掉，不是 Joseph。
OK，
有些人他们就比较 anti-social， 或者他们比较不喜欢跟别人在一起相处。
Yeah， 我就是要讲这一点，Joseph就喜欢
就会成为说他们，假如我们是 pair and pair， 他就会一个人站在那里，然后弟兄们就不喜欢看到那种情况，所以他们就硬是把我们拆散，然后找一个人跟他，这样大家都是 forceful to be with somebody else，then maybe it will become pair together。
就像共产党一样嘛。
Oh, I didn't say
a little
anything.
bit. You get afraid to say plead the fifth. Plead the fifth. Also, don't make me say bad stuff, right?
No, I didn't say anything.
OK， 可是就是你不喜欢被这样子跳开，这样子很不舒服 ，right？
就是有点对啊，就是 in my personal feeling, I don't like it。但是可能对整个教会来讲是比较好。就是我单独个人来讲的话，我不行，我不喜欢。但是可能对我，假如我站在弟兄这个高度的来讲的话，我可以理解他这样做的原因。
OK， 可是就是那为什么个人要放开这样子呢？为什么要每个人这样子？我就是，所以我刚刚讲的就是每个人都有他们自己的目标，为什么要一起团体有一个目标呢？你懂我的意思吗？这团体的目标还不是你的目标呢，对不对？
因为我们假如个人的话会太分散，假如 it depends what you do。OK， 就是我们假如是团体的话，团体就是要有机构，就像你出社会，你会去公司上班。我们每个人都是很 selfish， 然后很自私。我们喜欢做自己的事情，我们不喜欢被别人管。然后，但是假如你去社会，你还是不喜欢被管的话，你可能就会被 fire， 除非你是老板。
Right。
对，但是假如你是老板的话，你还是要管理你的员工啊，你需要让他们每一个人都做不同的事情嘛。不然你的公司怎么发展？你的公司就干脆就倒，就不要发展。所以你在团体的时候，你就是要做你别人分派给你该做的事情。就是你各司其职，你每个人都做自己擅长的事情，然后这样公司才能营运下去。那你可能有些时候接到的指令不是你很喜欢的，这就是我们现在的心态，就是我不喜欢你的指令，我为什么要做？那这样团体就不能往前走。所以看你是在什么样的团体，你就要 fit in 什么样的生活。
你觉得你 ideal 的生活是什么
？I want to become the boss.
Boss of what?
Boss of my company, maybe in the future.
Is the company going to be restaurant or both?
Yeah, it don't have to be big,
But
I don't have to constantly listen to people, of what people direct me, what to say, what to do.
Gotcha. You're also working at Chimney Rock, right? Don't you get directed what to do and say there?
Well, often, at my section, I don't really get told what to do. I just kind of, yeah. I kind of
think that people don't tell you what to do, right?
Yeah. I do take out, I usually tell people what to do. I don't really do stuff there. I just tell people what to do. I pack stuff. Because you stay there long enough, you become one of a member. You know everything, and then
so you
people
start
ask
telling people what to do.
Yeah, and you start telling
Gotcha.
people what to do. You're like, do this, go pack this, and then go take that window. And then whenever they're like really busy, you go help them out. It's like a teamwork, but it's like you found a way of cheat code. You don't really have to do stuff.
Cheat code. Gotcha.
I mean, you still have to do stuff when they get really busy. It's how the group works. But
if you can manage not to.
But if you can not manage not to, if you can, if you know better than other people, like way more about the restaurant than other people, then they will often have questions they want to ask you about, and then you'll become like like. But I still do a lot of stuff, do hard work. You gotta make yourself useful in the restaurant or like anywhere.
It's getting kind of late, but anything last words you want to say, or last topics you want to get out there?
I feel like I'm about to die or something.
Really?
Yeah.
You?
No, you just say like any last word you want to say.
Okay, sorry, I didn't mean it that way. Yeah. But anything you want to put out there to the world, I don't know how to phrase it so it doesn't sound like you're gonna die.
No.
Okay, that's fine then. Well,
I hope the Saints doesn't see this. I don't want to get followership. I'm turning my phone on silent from now on, so nobody can call me.
The shepherd doesn't call you.
No, actually, outside, I really don't care. They can fellowship with me. Like I'll
protect you. If people come after you because of this podcast, I'll come after them. You know what I
mean?
No,
I don't even care.
Well, if you get in trouble, I'll stand between them and you. That's just my point. That goes with everyone that comes on. This podcast.
I hate drama, but like if they want a fellowship, I'm down. Like.
Zion's ready for war.
Yeah, we'll speak a little more about that.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you everyone for listening. Thank you, Zion, for coming on, and we'll see everyone next time.
Have a nice one.